A crisis in Puerto Rico, another high-profile departure from the Trump administration, and a change in California's election process. Occidental College professor Caroline Heldman joins us this morning to dig a little deeper. Thanks so much for joining us.
It's wonderful to be here, Amy. Thank you.
Okay, so we want to start with Puerto Rico. You know, the people on the ground say that they're desperate. The president says it's fake news, and he's pushing the blame back on the Puerto Rican government. But when this all plays out, where will it leave the president politically?
Well, I fear that this might be another Hurricane Katrina, but for Donald Trump. What we do know is that there was a delay. The 2 to 3 days right after a disaster are crucial, and he was at a golf course and meeting about other issues, such as the immigration ban, but he wasn't talking about Puerto Rico. So what we know, in addition to that, is that there was a delay in getting supplies there. There was a delay in waiving the Jones Act, which would allow vessels to get there. And then there was a delay in distributing. So the people on the ground, those are the people that I trust to tell me that it's not working. You know, I did a lot of relief work and was on the ground with Katrina, and it feels and looks the same. So if I were Trump, I would be worried about this, although, you know, only a quarter of Americans even know that Puerto Rico is part of America. And so in some sense, perhaps the political blowback will be less, but not the pain of the people who are suffering.
Yeah, and these are our people.
They are. They're American citizens.
Yeah. All right. So we want to switch gears a little bit. The list of fired or resigned key Trump administration officials is growing. This time, Health Secretary Tom Price is the latest. So what do you think's really happening? What's Price's bigger problem? Private jets or failing to repeal Obamacare?
Well, there's some evidence that maybe it's about not being able to repeal Obamacare because there are a number of officials, right, who have done the exact same thing. So it appears that Zinke has been using private jets, Mnuchin and others, but Price is the only one who has resigned. And of course, resign probably means that you were forced out. So my guess is that, you know, we had some indication that Trump wasn't happy with him because he couldn't repeal the Affordable Care Act, and that this is in some way a result of that rather than his actual travel foils.
Okay. And we want to bring it back to California because the state is moving its presidential primary to Super Tuesday. Who does this really help, and who might it hurt?
It helps us. It helps California. It gives us a much bigger voice in determining the next president of the United States. In recent elections, it's happened in June after we already have the presumptive nominees of the Democratic and Republican parties. So it really does help the state of California. We have 55 seats in the Electoral College. And that's, you know, we are the biggest state. It will also maybe help political candidates coming from California. So if Kamala Harris decides to run for the presidency, or Gavin Newsom, or Eric Garcetti, it will give those candidates a leg up. It costs taxpayers more money. That's the issue, right? That we're moving it up and it will cost us a bit more.
Okay, and the president's tax reform plan, as it stands now, will eliminate the state and local tax deductions. That can be a big deal for people here in Southern California. But do you think that the deduction needs to go back in before area GOP Congress members agree to support the plan?
Well, I think Californians will definitely want it to go back in. We're a high-tax state, and high-tax states get an exemption for state and local taxes. I think that the Trump administration will have a hard time passing this without the support of states like Connecticut and New York and California and other states that have this benefit. It's hard to say where the plan will actually end up. I don't think it will end up where it is now, with the wealthiest Americans getting a $700,000 on average tax break, and the poorest Americans getting a $60 tax break. There's also the issue of the fact that we have over a $2 trillion hole in revenue if the plan goes through today. So there's a lot to get done between now and then, and I would assume that California and other big states that get this exemption will swing their weight around to make sure that it's included in an updated plan.
All right, Caroline Heldman, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate all of the insight.
Thank you.